The 5 best travel rewards points programs for Canadians. Earn Aeroplan points when you donate to the Canadian Red Cross. And there are changes inbound to the prepaid Wealthsimple Cash Card. All this and more on Rewards Canada's This Week in Rewards for September 26th, 2025. If you're looking to make the most of your loyalty programs and credit card rewards, you've come to the right place. This is your weekly dose of loyalty, travel, and credit card happenings in Canada from Canada's original points and miles resource, Rewards Canada. I'm your host, Patrick, and this week we're going to keep things flipped around just like last week, and we're going to start things off with loyalty and travel news. And the first thing we're going to look at are the 5 best travel rewards points currencies in Canada. So this is a feature we've actually had on the Rewards Canada website for over a decade. It's been updated a few times, and I just did a quick update to it again just this past week. There actually hasn't been a change to the rankings. But I don't think I've ever covered this on our YouTube channel, or if I have, it's been quite a few years, so it's good to bring it out for our newer subscribers and people who haven't checked this out before. So we look at 4 primary factors in this ranking of the best travel rewards currencies for Canadians, and those are ease of earning, ease of redeeming, flexibility, and overall value. And we rank those out of 5 stars for each category. So there's a maximum of 20 stars that can be awarded to a program. So now let's see what the 5 best travel rewards currencies are for Canadians. Number 1 shouldn't come as a surprise to most of you, or at least those who have followed Rewards Canada at least for some time, and that is American Express membership rewards points. These are the number 1 travel points currency in Canada. They really are unmatched, and there's a lot of reasons why. You can see the star ranking on your screen right now. They earn 19 out of 20 stars. They only lose 1 star in ease of earning, and I think most of you know why that is, and that's because American Express isn't as widely accepted as Visa or MasterCard. Here in Canada, we see roughly around 90% of merchants accepting American Express. So if they had 100% of coverage that Visa and MasterCard do, they would get a full 20 stars because it is just that good of program. If you're not familiar with membership rewards, there are many reasons why they are the top. So ease of redeeming, that comes super simple to the program because it gives you every travel redemption option possible. You can redeem points for any travel charge you put on the card. So basically what you do is you can go to Air Canada, WestJet, Expedia, buy a cruise, you name it. And once the charge shows up on your account, you can redeem points against the charge. You get up to a 5% return if you're using the Cobalt card. Other cards are 1%, 2%, pretty much standard across the board. For a lot of the programs within Canada is you're getting 1 cent per point when you're redeeming for those kind of any travel, anytime rewards. But then of course your earn rates boost that up, and if you have the American Express Cobalt card, you're getting up to 5% on that any travel, anytime. And then there's also a fixed points for travel chart. So if you're familiar with the traditional old frequent flyer charts or something like Avion Rewards or Aventura Rewards with their airline charts, American Express also offers that. They give you up to 2 cents per point, but the fact that you can actually earn 5 points per dollar, that's up to a 10% return on your spending when you use that fixed points for travel. It is actually the best credit card reward chart out of the 3 companies that do offer credit card reward charts in Canada. And then you can also convert your points to popular programs like Air Canada Aeroplan, British Airways Club, Air France KLM Flying Blue, Marriott Bonvoy, and several others. It is the best convertible currency in Canada. So as you can see, it's just going every which way you can in terms of travel rewards. Like if you want to not be stuck with one type of travel reward, you want to go with American Express membership rewards because you get every option. Even those conversion options are the best in Canada because it has Air Canada Aeroplan, which is of course the biggest airline in Canada, giving you so many options. Marriott Bonvoy, one of the biggest hotel chains in the world, gives you tons of hotel options. It's just, there's just so many options here. I think you get the picture of why this is the number 1 program. And then all these redemptions I've told you about lead to the program getting 5 stars in flexibility because it gives you every single option to redeem for. So it's the most flexible rewards currency in Canada. You can actually redeem for cash back too. It works the same way as any travel at any time. And so you have the Cobalt card, you're getting up to 5% cash back. So even beyond travel, it is pretty much the best currency in Canada. And so overall value as well. you get 5 stars there because you have that 1 to 5% return for things like the Cobalt card. Even the other cards are getting 1, 2, 3% returns, so all very competitive. And then of course, if you're converting to airline programs and that, you're pushing that value even higher. Like, it's not unheard of to be pushing over a 30% return on your 5 times point spending on the American Express Cobalt card. So it gets an overall value of 5 stars. So that brings us into the number 2 loyalty program. There's actually a tie for second place, and that's Air Canada Aeroplan points and Sceneplus points. We'll dive into Air Canada Aeroplan first. As you can see, they score 18 out of 20 stars. So actually these rankings are all very close between all these programs. I'll put that out there as well. Yeah, Air Canada Aeroplan, ease of earning, 4.5 stars, only loses a half there because we're taking into account the option here where you don't have to have a credit card. And so earning Aeroplan points, you can earn on tons of their airline partners, hotel partners, Starbucks, Uber. There's a lot of places you can earn, but it's just not everywhere, right? So people who are not using the credit card will have a little bit of more difficulty earning the Aeroplan points, but not, it's not a crazy bad thing, but that's just why it loses half a star there. In the past they had grocery store partners, things like that, so you could really rack up Aeroplan points a lot quicker than you can now if you're not a credit card holder. Ease of redeeming, 5 stars. Redeeming with Aeroplan is very easy because they have dynamic pricing on Air Canada flights. So you can pretty much, if there's a seat that's open, you can redeem points for it. You can redeem for hotels. You can redeem for Air Canada vacations packages. There's all these different redemption options and they're very easy to redeem for. Flexibility drops down to 3.5 though, because you do have some limitations. It is easy to redeem, but what you can redeem for, where you can redeem for is a little bit more limited than some of the other programs. For example, you can only redeem for Air Canada flights or their partner airline flights. You cannot book any airline out there like, say, American Express membership rewards or even Sceneplus rewards. And then, of course, the hotels and vacations are only Air Canada vacations. So there are just some limitations there on the flexibility. And of course, then it comes down to as well, when you're redeeming those points, if that flight is getting quite full, and like I do say, you can redeem for any seat, it gets very expensive in terms of redeeming for some of those last seats. So, so people probably won't end up redeeming for them and they lose that flexibility because you don't want to be redeeming 200,000 points for a flight that is not worth 200,000 points. So that is why you get 3.5 stars in the flexibility. Overall value though, 5 stars. Again, here, that's because you can redeem for things like business class, first class on their partner airlines. You can, pull outsized value. That's what we like to call it from the Aeroplan program. But even at the minimum, you can get 1 cent per point when redeeming for Air Canada vacations. And for most flights, you should be able to get at least 1 to 1.5 cents per point, which on the Aeroplan credit cards, that's 1% to like over a 2.25% return on spending. Tie in an American Express Cobalt card, you're going to be even much higher because you can convert them to Aeroplan, of course, but that is what gives the power to membership rewards, is that conversion to Air Canada. So you have like the best airline program in Canada that's part of membership rewards. And that's why Air Canada Aeroplan points are not ranked higher than membership rewards points, because membership rewards just gives you Aeroplan points and much more. But Air Canada Aeroplan, a lot of value. And also that overall value also takes into account people who don't have credit cards. You can get a lot of value of the points. So the points you're earning from Starbucks, from Uber, from your hotel stays, just from your flights. When you're redeeming those for 1.5, 2 cents or even higher in terms of value, that's some really good value compared to the other program that it ties in second place is Sceneplus. I had almost considered giving Sceneplus second place on its own ahead of Aeroplan, but it's that non-credit card usage of both programs where Aeroplan is actually better than Scene. But that's going to lead me into Scene. So of course it ties with Air Canada, also 18 stars out of 20. Ease of earning, 5 stars, because you can earn at like grocery stores, restaurants, home hardware. You can use it with their credit cards, with their debit cards, with Scotia. A lot of places that you can earn Sceneplus points. Cineplex as well. There's just a lot of options to earn the Sceneplus points. The only one that they're lacking is a gas station partner. But at most I would consider that like an 1/8 of a star or something. So I didn't really knock them down that little bit. I gave them 5 stars because Sceneplus points are very easy to earn. Ease of redeeming is also 5 stars because, again, if you have a Scotiabank credit card, you can redeem for any travel you book on the cards. You don't don't have to book through Sceneplus Travel. You can if you want, but you don't have to. So you can go out and book Air Canada flights, earn Aeroplan points, and then redeem your Sceneplus points against the charge. So just tons of flexibility there. Same thing, you can book yourself cruises, you can book with a travel agent, you name it. Sceneplus has so much flexibility. So in terms of ease of redeeming, it is 5 stars, and that brings us into flexibility. I did say it's very flexible, but that's primarily when you hold the credit card. If you don't have a Sceneplus credit card, the flexibility drops down to 4 because you do have to redeem your Sceneplus points through Sceneplus Travel. So it kind of ties Aeroplan there, but I do give them a little bit higher of that flexibility because I'm combining both the credit card options and the non-credit card options. And the credit card options with Sceneplus are more flexible than Aeroplan's. And then if you don't have credit card, you book through Sceneplus Travel with your Scene points that you can earn at Sobeys and Home Hardware and that. You don't have to have their credit card. You can still book for hotels, flights, redeem for all of those. So it's very flexible. It's just that you're tied into that Sceneplus Travel as your redemption option. And then overall value, I give them 4 out of 5 stars. If you have the credit card only, I would give it actually 5 stars because you're getting 1, 2, 3, all the way upwards of 6% return. Because the Scotiabank Gold American Express card earns 6 points per dollar. You can redeem at 1 cent per point. That's a 6% return on your spending. So compare that to, say, the TD Aeroplan Visa Infinite card, 1.5 points. You would need a 4 cent per point return to match the 6 points on the Scotia card. So just things to take into account. But again, overall value, I gave it 4 stars because if you don't have the credit card, the value is a straight 1 cent per point for any points you're earning at like Home Hardware, Cineplex, the Sobeys, Safeway, all their grocery store partners. So the value is limited there, and that's where Aeroplan does better than Sceneplus. If you don't have a credit card in that Aeroplan, you can still push the outsized value. You can get the 2 cents per point, 3 cents per point, 4 cents per point, you name it, on your Aeroplan points even without a credit card. So that brings us to the 4th place program, and that is RBC's Avion Rewards points. Ease of earning here, 4 stars, because to earn Avion Rewards points, you primarily just need their credit card. So just like American Express membership rewards. Now they are Visa cards, so you get more earning there, but I took a little bit of the ease out because of the number of points you can earn on the credit cards. You don't earn as many points on the RBC cards, so it's easy to earn, but earning very many points like say Amex membership rewards is lower. Ease redeeming, I gave them 5 stars. So they are very easy to redeem. You can book through Avion Rewards, do the air travel redemption schedule, or book any travel through them, redeem points against the charge through them, those type of things. So it is very easy. You can book pretty much any type of travel through them. So very easy to redeem the points. Flexibility drops though because you do have to book through them to get the overall value. But also with flexibility, to get the best value out of the program, you want to be redeeming through the Avion Air Redemption schedule. So you do need to have like the 15,000 points, the 35,000 points. There's just, things that touch upon the flexibility of Avion Rewards. They're just slightly less flexible than say Sceneplus. Sceneplus, you can go, like I said, if you have their credit card, book travel with anybody you want and things like that. There is one more redemption option in Avion Rewards that adds to their flexibility, and that is the option to convert points to airlines such as American Airlines, WestJet, British Airways, and Cathay Pacific. Now, American, British Airways, and Cathay Pacific are very niche redemptions. Outside of the points and miles community, very few Canadians are looking at those options in terms of the Avion Rewards program. The one that a lot of Avion Rewards people do use is WestJet, but converting to WestJet doesn't really give you any more value than using it through the Avion Rewards program or compared to other reward programs because there's no outsized value with WestJet Rewards. I will note though, however, if Avion Rewards did not have these conversion options, the flexibility score would be down quite a bit. And in fact, Avion Rewards probably would be in 5th spot or maybe in 6th spot in these rankings. And overall value, only 3 stars, and that is going back again to their earn rates. The earn rates on the cards are so poor compared to, say, Amex membership rewards, to Sceneplus rewards. You've heard me say it here so many times over and over again on Rewards Canada, RBC Avion cards are very expensive to have. And by expensive, I mean the amount of spending you have to do on the cards before you can get meaningful rewards. They're 1 or 1.25 points that you earn. it takes a long time to get to 35,000 points or 60,000 points or 100,000 points. A lot longer than it would, say, with an American Express card or the Scotiabank Sceneplus cards. Now, you can tie in, of course, the Ion Plus card with the Avion cards. That's going to accelerate your earning. But again, that's just more of a pain in the butt, because now you have to run with two cards. You have to convert points from Avion Premium to Avion Elite. Just many more steps. They make it more difficult. So overall value of the Avion Rewards program is quite low compared to the others. And rounding it out, the fifth best travel points currency in Canada is Air Miles. Yeah, Air Miles, again, they're coming back. They're slowly making their way back out of a lot of the issues they had between 2016 and 2020, was it 2023? Yeah, when they had the bankruptcy issues. They come into fifth spot with 15.5 stars. Ease of earning, 4.5 stars. You can earn, of course, Air Miles through their credit cards. That makes it really easy. They have Air Miles receipts, card-linked offers, Air Miles shops. A lot of ways that you can earn the points. They've added nationwide partners like PharmaSave again. So the program is coming back, and they are really easy to earn in terms, especially if you think of all the bonus offers you can get, like with Shop the Block or the bonuses with Shell and places like that. So they are very easy to come by. Ease of redeeming, a little bit less. 4 stars. You do have to redeem your Air Miles through Air Miles Travel, because we are talking about travel points currencies here. So you're a little bit limited there. And if you look at things like redeeming them for flights to Europe where the base fare is super low, you can only redeem Air Miles for that base fare. The rest you have to pay cash. Yeah, you're not losing value on those miles, but you're not gaining anything extra from having tons of miles if you want to redeem for flights to Europe. At least the other programs like Sceneplus, you can redeem towards the surcharges and things like that. So you're covering the whole flight. With Air Miles, you're only covering the base fare. So that's kind of why ease of redeeming is lower. Flexibility, same thing. It kind of comes down to that you have to book through Air Miles Travel. If you even want to do Air Miles and cash, like the part miles, part cash, I think you have to have a minimum of 50% of the miles, at least if you're a gold or blue member. I believe Onyx is lower. So there's just things that tie into the program not being as flexible as, say, American Express membership rewards, Sceneplus, or even Aeroplan. And overall value, 3 stars out of 5. Same thing here. Gone are their reward charts where you could get excellent outsized value, like flights up north with Air Miles. Back in the day, you can get like 24 cents per mile, 25 cents per mile. Now pretty much everything for travel is right around that 10 cents per mile. A lot of times it's actually a bit lower than the cash miles of 10.5 cents, but you can push some higher ones, especially like car rentals and tickets, like say with Disney and things like that. You can push above that 10.5 cents. So overall value is okay, but yeah, just only 3 out of 5 stars because you can't push any outsized value, and the combination too of the credit card earn rates with the redemption rates. You're not pushing a huge outsized value even on the earn side. So that is what keeps them at 3 out of 5 stars in terms of value. So there you have it. Those are the 5 best travel points currencies for Canadians. And like a lot of Rewards Canada features, we are taking Canada as a whole. This isn't just for frequent flyers. This isn't just for high spenders on credit cards. We are looking at anybody and everybody using travel rewards points programs and considering that in our rankings. So if you are a frequent traveler, you can still look at these programs. Of course, Air Canada, Aeroplan, membership rewards. If you're more of just a shopper and not a frequent traveler, again, still membership rewards is excellent, number 1, but then you kind of tie in things like Sceneplus over Aeroplan or Air Miles over Aeroplan and things like that. So with this feature, we're trying to cover everybody and anybody in Canada who's looking to use travel rewards points. And I'll touch upon other programs. Of course, this does not take away from other programs not being good or anything. WestJet Rewards is still good, but it's more niche. TD Rewards, another really good credit card reward program. BMO Rewards, kind of in between there. There's nothing bad about all these programs. It's just that the top 5 give you a little bit more. Like WestJet Rewards is right near the top 5, but you're limited in destinations. You can only redeem for WestJet flights or their code shares on their partner airlines. So there's some limitations in like the destinations you can redeem to. You can't redeem for just things like hotels and things like that. So that's what's kind of kept them lower. But in the end, a lot of these programs are very good and they're very close. Like I don't have a star rating for WestJet or TD, but they're not going to be far off from that 15.5 that you find with Air Miles. So let's continue on here with the next thing in loyalty rewards, and that is the ability to earn Aeroplan points on donations to the Canadian Red Cross. So this is an offer that comes up once or twice per year from Air Canada and the Red Cross, where they give you the option to earn Aeroplan points instead of tax donation slip for the government. And this time with the offer, you can earn 100 Aeroplan points for every $5 donated to the Canadian Red Cross. This offer is available till October 10th. And thanks to our reader Robert for reaching out to us to ask Aeroplan if these points are everyday qualifying, EDQ eligible, that is. And so we did reach out to Aeroplan and got a quick response saying they are. They made an exception for this offer, because normally offers like this is considered promotional points and they are not EDQ qualifying. But because of this being a good cause, they made sure that they are EDQ qualifying. So technically speaking, you could donate $5,000 to the Canadian Red Cross and you will have 100,000 EDQ points, which means you would get Aeroplan 25K elite status. So something to consider. Or if you're getting close, through your credit card spending and other points earning, you're getting close to that 100,000 to get 25K, you could look at making a donation to get you over that 100,000K hump to get the 25K elite status. And now we have a public service announcement to check your Triangle Rewards account for fraudulent activity. A member on our Rewards Canada subreddit reached out saying that they received an email from Triangle Rewards to do a survey on the product that they redeemed for. The thing is, they did not redeem points for this product. So basically, someone in another province purchased something with the person's points and use up their almost entire balance of almost $250 worth of Canadian Tire money. So that's just painful. This is something we have seen a lot, say with PC Optimum. This is that whole kind of account takeover, or I don't even know, there's probably other ways they can find out your account numbers and find out how to use it to redeem for products at locations outside your province. This happens, like I said, this has happened a lot with PC Optimum. I've heard stories of people like, I'm in Alberta and somebody just redeemed my points in Manitoba, things like that. So this is just a PSA for you guys to go check your Triangle Rewards accounts, check your balances, see if anything's been redeemed for. And if you do notice anything wrong with your account, reach out to Triangle Rewards right away. The sooner you do this, the better. The longer you wait, the less like you're gonna have action from the program to help you out. Sounds like for the one reader on subreddit that Triangle is going to reimburse them with their Canadian Tire money, hopefully sooner than later. And I know PC Optimum did the same with a lot of people as well. They give them their points back as well once they prove that it wasn't them redeeming the points. It's like, hey, you probably even have purchases. Can you imagine? You have a Shoppers Drug Mart purchase in Calgary showing that you earn points on so-and-so day, and that same day they're showing you as redeeming points in I don't know, like Thunder Bay or something like that. So just something to be aware of. Always check not just your Triangle Rewards account, but all your loyalty accounts. You should be checking them all the time because there is so much fraudulent activity happening with these accounts. Now we'll move into some travel news. So RIU Hotels has moved into the Canadian market with the opening of the RIU Plaza Toronto. RIU Hotels are best known to Canadians for their sun and fun destinations in the Caribbean and Mexico with their all-inclusive resorts. A lot of you have probably stayed at RIU locations there with, via all-inclusive packages and things like that. Well, they have now moved into Toronto with their first hotel. It's part of their kind of urban branding of hotels. I think this is now their 12th urban location that they've opened up worldwide. They have more than 100 hotels worldwide. They have a lot in Spain as well. I mean, they are a Spanish company, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. So now if you book and stay at this hotel, you can earn and redeem your RIU class points. So we're going to start covering that even more on Rewards Canada. A lot of times we do cover programs from outside of Canada, but once they move into Canada, we start covering them even more. So if there's any like bonus offers and things like that for earning and redeeming at this location, we'll be sure to let you know. And rounding it out, it continues with travel news, but this is for travel advisors. We have launched the Rewards Canada Travel Advisor Briefing Newsletter. So this is a new newsletter that it will be sent out for the first time next week to travel agents and travel advisors. This stemmed from me speaking at the Travel Marketplace Conference here in Calgary about a week and a half ago. I gave a presentation on harnessing the power of loyalty programs and credit cards for your clients. It was very well received by a lot of the travel advisors, but a lot of them told me as much as they would love to provide more loyalty and credit card information to their clients and help them out with their programs, they are just swamped as it is. They have hectic schedules. They're already busy as it is. So that, set off the idea in my head, well, why don't I summarize everything for you guys in a newsletter? And that is the Rewards Canada Travel Advisor Briefing newsletter. So if you are in the travel industry in that regard, maybe a travel supplier, a travel advisor, or agent, if you like to call yourself, be sure to subscribe to this newsletter. My plan is to send it out every 2 weeks, starting with the first one on Monday, September 29th, and it'll give you like tips, tricks, pertinent promotions to be aware of, and things that really should be passed along to your clients in terms of loyalty or credit card changes. And speaking of credit card changes, that brings us into credit cards. And this week we have changes that were announced to the prepaid Wealthsimple Cash Card. So the Wealthsimple Cash Card, this is a favorite card of a lot of Canadian travelers. This is their prepaid MasterCard that Wealthsimple has had for years. It's not the Wealthsimple Visa Infinite Card, which is their first true credit card. This is a prepaid card that is offered 1% cash back, no FX fees, no ATM fees within Canada, is undergoing changes. As of October 1st, they are getting rid of the 1% cash back. Yeah, that seems to be making a lot of people mad that it's no longer going to earn any cash back. Unfortunately, that's the big change to the card in terms of a negative change. On the positive side, they are going to be expanding that no ATM fees beyond Canada to globally. So most places worldwide, when you pull out money with your Wealthsimple Cash Card, you will not be charged an ATM fee. Well, you'll be charged it, but they will reimburse you. And what they've done as well is they've gotten rid of the $5 cap on each of those transactions. So if for some reason you're at an ATM that charges a $10 service fee for withdrawing money, they will reimburse you $10 for doing so. The good news here is the card retains its no FX fees. You're not going to be charged foreign transaction fees outside of Canada. So this is still kind of ideal for people who withdraw cash, of course, outside of Canada or even within Canada, because you're not being charged any fees. But for travelers who don't travel that frequently outside of Canada, this can also be a good option because it has that no FX fee, right? So you're going to save that 2.5%. You may not need or want to get something like one of the full-fledged credit cards like the Scotia or Wealthsimple credit cards that do have no FX fees. So this makes a good alternative option, but there's still also the EQ Bank card, which has no FX fees. It's prepaid and it still awards 0.5% cash back. So that may be the more ideal one for traveling outside of Canada. So those are both the good and bad changes that are happening to the Wealthsimple Cash Card. I think what has also made a lot of people mad is that this was only announced on September 25th and the changes kick in so fast, like on October 1st, that there wasn't more notice. So I think a lot of people are mad at that. Let us know what you think of the changes and the short notification in the comments below. And the last thing we're going to cover in credit cards is a revised offer for the RBC Ion Plus Visa Card and WA Rewards bonus. So this is over and above the RBC Ion Card bonuses we let you know about a few weeks ago. They have their new increased bonuses, actually the best bonuses ever seen on the Ion Plus and Ion Visa cards. But at the same time, they were running a separate promotion where you could get a little bit less points and some WA Rewards points as well. And so this is kind of a different promotion. They're trying to target people shopping at Metro, and so they've increased the bonus on the Ion Plus Visa card. So right now when you apply for this offer, you can earn 14,000 Avion points for the Ion Plus card, plus 6,250 MOA points upon linking your MOA Rewards card. So that gives you a value of $150 or up to $150 for groceries. So it's pretty much the same value as the 21,000 point offering on the Ion Plus card with the other offer. I hope I'm not confusing you guys here because it's two separate offers. But that 21,000 Avion points on the other Ion Plus card offer can be worth more than 150. It can be worth like $210 in terms of WestJet points. Or if you have an Avion Infinite card, it's $210 or more, if you're redeeming, converting to your Avion Elite account and then redeeming, through the Avion Air Redemption schedule and things like that. So some things to consider. Really, this is MOA Rewards. So this is only ideal for Ontario, Quebec, and New Brunswick. I would say you go for the other offer, the 21,000 point offer, unless you don't think you can meet the spending requirement on the 21,000 point offer, because this offer, you get the 14,000 Avion points upon approval. So basically you don't have to shop. I would put one purchase, at least $1, and then link your MOA Rewards card and you get those 6,250 MOA Rewards points. So I would only do that if, like I said, if you can't meet the minimum spending on the other offer for 21,000 points. Same thing for the RBC Ion Visa. This offer is up to $75 in groceries. This MOA offer with the Ion card, I should say. 7,000 Avion points upon approval, and then 3,125 MOA points once you link your MOA rewards card to your IBC Ion Visa. And that's it for credit cards. So that takes us into the Rewards Canada Bonus Blast. This is where we highlight some of the better bonus points offers we've added to the website over the past week. We are adding dozens of offers every week, and we're going to kick it off with a WestJet flight bonus. They are offering 5 times WestJet Rewards points on select flights within Canada. Now this is for Teal members only, because we've already had some offers over the past few weeks for elite status members. So the base members now get an offer to earn 5 times points on select flights within Canada. You have to register and book by October 3rd, and this is for new bookings. So the bookings have to be made between September 25th and October 3rd, and they're good for travel until February 26th of next year. I'll put the eligible routes up on the screen so you can see which routes in Canada are eligible to earn the 5 times points, and they are valid on Econo Flex, Premium Flex fares, no business class fares, and it also excludes Ultra Basic and member exclusive fares. And that takes us right into another flight bonus. Emirates is celebrating the 25th year of Skywards, their frequent flyer program. And the big part of this celebration are 50% bonus Skywards miles on all of their flights worldwide. So this includes their flights out of Montreal and Toronto. You can earn 50% bonus miles on all fare types across all cabins. Simply register and book by October 20th. Registration's easy. You answer the question, what year did Emirates Skywards launch? So 25 years, right? So 2000. So it's true. You can just say true when you answer that question. And then you do that by October 20th, and it's good for travel until November 30th. On top of this, they have a bunch of other bonuses. You can get a 50% bonus, or up to a 50% bonus when you buy or gift Emirates Skywards miles. You can earn 25% bonus miles with their partner airlines, so that includes Air Canada. So if you credit your Air Canada flight to Emirates, you'll get 25% bonus Skywards miles. Same with shopping, dining, hotels. If you credit your hotel stays to Emirates Skywards, you'll get 25% bonus miles, or even if you convert points from the select partners. So I know Accor and IHG were included in there. I believe there were some others, not Marriott though, but I know for sure Accor and IHG, you'll get a 25% bonus on points transfers from those hotel programs into Skywards. So something to think about as well. And once you've registered and actually booked a flight, you will be entered to win a grand prize of 1 million miles. I believe they're giving away 25 prizes of 1 million miles. All right, coming back a little bit closer to home in terms of a program. I mean, the Emirates does fly to Montreal and Toronto, so it is Canadian in that regard. But Air Miles is offering 10 times miles for online shopping via Air Miles shops. So this is one of their site-wide offers. This is available until October 6th. So as long as you earn 1 eligible mile for shopping online via one of their 400 plus merchants, you will earn 10 times that. There's unlimited earnings. So if you do tons of shopping, do all your Christmas shopping now, say, you will earn 10 times miles. Some of the merchants are actually offering more than 10 times miles. Make sure you go check this out if you're gonna do some online shopping and earn those extra air miles. And then we have Wyndham Rewards, who have released their next system-wide global points offer. So you can earn 7,500 bonus Wyndham Rewards points for every 2 qualified nights you stay at their hotel. So I'm saying nights specifically because they don't have to be consecutive. So you can have 2 one-night stays and you'll earn the bonus, or you can do a 1 two-night stay and you'll earn the bonus. If you do 1 4-night stay, you'll earn the bonus twice, because you can earn this bonus up to 4 times. A maximum of 30,000 points can be earned with this offer. Simply register and book by January 16th for stays until January 20th. Now remember, Wyndham is actually the largest hotel chain in Canada. I believe they're pushing almost 450 locations now from coast to coast. So if you're staying like at a Days Inn, a Microtel, Hojo, places like that, this is your time to get some extra points. You might as well register for the offer. And remember, with Wyndham Rewards, you only need 7,500 points for a free night. There are 29 locations in Canada where it only takes 7,500 points for a free night. Other locations are 15,000. I think majority of the 400 plus are 15,000 points in Canada. So after you have 4 nights, you'll get 1 night free. And then some locations are 30,000 points. Very few in Canada are 30,000 points. But if you want to redeem for some of the nicer Wyndham locations, say in the Caribbean, Caribbean. Some of those only go for 30,000 points per night. So something to consider as well with this promotion. And we'll close out the bonus blast also with a hotel, but it's not a hotel stay bonus. It's IHG One Rewards are back with their 100% bonus for buying their points. So this is like every month they're offering pretty much 100% bonus. Now occasionally we've seen 80 or 90%, but you could be almost guaranteed that 6 to 8 times per year you're going to get 100% bonus on buying IHG One Rewards points. This offer is available until October 11th. If you're buying at that 100% level at their lowest price, the lowest price kicks in at 26,000 points that you purchase, so you get 52,000. Works out to half a cent US. So if you're able to redeem these after converting to Canadian, adding GST, HST, so if you can redeem these points at 8 cents Canadian or higher, you are ahead of the game. I'll put this example on the screen. I looked at the Intercontinental Toronto. This redemption that's on the screen works out to 0.93 cents Canadian per point. So you're coming out 0.13 cents ahead. The other way to look at it is 80,000 points for this night would cost you $452 US, and that's including HST if you're living in Ontario. Convert that to Canadian, you're looking at about $630 in total. The hotel stay is $744. So by buying points, you'd be saving yourself $114. And that's it. So remember to always check out the Rewards Canada bonus offers section at rewardscanada.ca/bonuses.html before you book any travel, whether it's flights, hotels, car rentals. So many Canadians are leaving points and miles on the table by not checking out what bonuses they can be earning. They're going into a hotel and earning the 5 or 10 points per dollar that they get when they could be earning that plus 1,000 points here or double points there. Same thing with flights. Your Emirates flights. You may be going to book an Emirates flight right now and not realizing that you could be earning 50% more Skywards Miles on that flight. So do check out the bonus offers section before you book any travel. A quick reminder as well that all the topics we've covered in this video, you will have links to the complete articles and features in the description below. And if you do like today's video, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel if you don't do so yet, hit that notification bell so you're notified when we do post new videos, share the video with friends, family, coworkers, anybody you think can benefit from the topics we cover, and leave us a comment in the comment section below, whether it's a question, a clarification, a correction, or if you just want to say hi. We do our best to answer all of your guys' comments. And that's all she wrote for this week. Be sure to check out rewardscanada.ca on a daily basis and or our social media on a daily basis, because there are things that do not make it into this video, and there are short-term things that do not make it into our newsletter, which goes out every Friday. But at the very least, you should be subscribing to that newsletter so that you do get a roundup of everything we have covered and you don't miss any of it, because it's all in that newsletter. And then on Saturdays is the Rewards Canada bonus bulletin. That is where we do summarize all of the bonus miles and points offers we've posted to the website over the past week. Those are your ticket to earning more miles and more points so that you can redeem for more rewards. Thank you everybody for tuning in this week. Have yourselves a great weekend. I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.